All right, I'm going to be talking about conditionals, and also you might hear it be called a conditional statement, if statement. Really, they are going to include different conditions and comparing different situations. If something happens, then do this. So if the user types in the right password, then let them through. So we're evaluating different conditions as they come in, whether that be something that, well, usually it's something that's being evaluated that the user types in or the user enters, and then you have to decide what to do from there. So to start off here, I'm going to name this project. I'm just going to say example and then put today's date. Today is what is today? Today is the 12th. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to name it that. That's the name of the example. I'm not going to import anything. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and use a print statement, and I'm going to say, hello, my name is Mr. Kansas. All right, and I'll use an input, and I'll say, I'll just ask your name, right? And I'll say input, what is your name? Okay. And then after they put their name, I'll say if name double equal sign. Okay, that's important. If name is equal to Josh. Okay. If name is equal to Josh, then print. Oh wow, that's my name too. Okay. And then you can add an else if name is equal to Stephanie, I can say that is my wife's name. And then finally end with an else. And I'll explain what all this is here in a second. Else, anything else, any other name, I'll say that is a really cool name. All right. So the way it works is if they type in the name Josh, right? If the user types in the name Josh, I'm going to respond back and say, oh wow, that's my name too, because that's my first name. Else if, meaning it's still going down. If you look, see it's connecting here. Basically saying, if name's equal to Josh, say this. If name's equal Stephanie, then say, that's my wife's name, right? And then else, that covers all other conditions. Anything else, any other name you type in, you can say Jeremy or make up some name, Jeremiah. I'm just using J names here, right? Vivian, Raylan, those are my daughter's names. Any other name or anything else you type in, else, that covers everything else, right? So I'll put like everything else, right? That else just covers basically saying everything else, do this. Say print, that's a really cool name. Okay, everything else. So if I go ahead and run it, what is your name? Josh. Oh wow, that's my name too, right? Run it again. What is your name? Stephanie. That is my wife's name, right? What is your name? Joe. That is a really cool name. So it goes through and it goes through one line at a time. It goes down and he evaluates each. So I could say any other name and it would show up down here. I'd say that is really cool. Now, here's one thing I want to just note. If I type in Josh with a capital J, it doesn't realize that my name is Josh. Okay, it doesn't realize that this is the same as this because the capital J, right? It just doesn't get it. So that's why it says that's a really cool name. So if I say name dot lower, right, and then add name dot lower here as well, and I run it, what is your name? And I'll say Josh in all caps. Oh well, that is my name too. And what the lower method does is it converts my name, whatever the user types, it converts that to all lowercase. So even though I wrote Josh in all caps, it converted it to all lowercase. That's what the lower does. So that way I don't have to write is equal to Josh or all caps Josh or Josh with a capital J. This kind of covers everything else in that method, right? So I could also do something like name is equal to that, and then I could even say, I could say something like name is equal to name dot lower, just reassign it there, and I could take out this. That would work too. Okay, so basically this line, what I'm doing is it's saying name is equal to name dot lower, right? Where it stores the user's name and then it reassigns, it takes the name, changes it to lowercase, and then saves it back as name and goes back through it. So if I run it one more time, what's your name? Josh. Oh wow, that's my name too, because it took it and it made it lowercase rather than typing dot lower, dot lower, dot lower over and over and over again. Right? So this code doesn't have any comments in it, so I'll go ahead and create a few. I'll say welcome user, and then I'll say ask user their name, and then I'll say convert user's name to all lowercase letters, and then decide on response back to user. Okay, so you can start off with that. Oh well, it's my name too. And then you could say something like, what is your favorite color? Really random, right? What's your favorite color? And I'll say, I guess I'll say ask user their favorite color. Not favorite compile, favorite color. And what I'll say is I'll use an input statement and I'll call this fav color. This is a variable I'm making, a variable. Oh, it's a variable. Not a variable, a variable. It sounds weird. Variable. Okay. If you like say a word and or you look at a word, it just seems wrong. Anyway. Input, and let's see here. Favorite color. I'll say, what is your favorite color? Right. And from there, I'm gonna decide on response back to user, and I'll just call like name there. I'm just gonna say color. Like I said, it's just a comment. I can type whatever I want there. It's just for someone reading my code for the first time, they can read through it. And I'll say if, and you know what, I'm gonna be lazy. Watch this. I'm gonna copy all that. Instead of name, it's gonna be color. And if color is blue, blur. If color is blur, if color is equal to blue, then say, oh well, it's my name. Oh, say, oh no, that's my favorite color too. Else if color is equal to, what about pink, right? say that is my daughter's, both of their favorite color. Daughter's favorite color. And then I could even add another else if. You can have as many else ifs as you want. So say else if color is equal to mint green, right? That's my wife's favorite color. So I'll say print, say, and that's my wife's favorite color. Okay. Oh, duh, I wasn't using a real variable. If fave color. If fave color. Let me change that. That's why all the blue or the red lines started popping up because I didn't use the same variable. All right. And then, like I said, else is just everything else. That's a really cool color, right? Act like you're really interested. That's a really cool color. So, also I can do the same thing where I can convert users' favorite color to all lowercase. I should probably use a, there you go, make it a comment, and I'll just say like fave color is equal to, well, assign, you take whatever the favorite color is that they typed in, we'll make it all lowercase, right? Hope I spelled color right. All right, I'm sure maybe I made a mistake somewhere. We'll find it. All right, what is your name? My name is Nando. That's a really cool name. Because it went through and said, well, his name's not Josh. His name's not Stephanie. Well, I'll just print that's a really cool name. And then I'll ask him another question. I'll say, what is your favorite color? And then it waits the input statement. And it's going to save whatever I put as fave color. So what is your favorite color? Mint green. That's my wife's favorite color. So let's run back through this. Let's put some uppercase. What is your favorite, or what is your name? I'll say Steph, and then I'll even like do some lowercase letters and end it with an E randomly, right? And so, oh, that's my wife's name. So it recognized this, right? It converted all lowercase so that we could read it. What's your favorite color? I'll say pink. To convert to lower, say that's my daughter's favorite color. All right, so there's some examples of if, else, and someone might ask, well, can I just write like a bunch of if statements instead of writing else ifs? Normally it's best practice to include, like rather than saying if favorite color is blue, if this, like else ifs all included together. See how this is all kind of tied in, where anything else that the user types in, whatever they type, that they're going to get a response. Okay, they might type in like, what is your name? Blah, 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 right? What is your color? Right? That's a really cool color, right? So like that way, anything they type is all just tied into there, and is picked up by the else. So that way, you can't miss anything. All right, so this is just a very quick example of how you can use if statements. There's a lot of cool questions, and you can write ifs inside of ifs, right? I guess I'll end with that, right? So I'll say something like, I'll say what? Ask user favorite sport. Ask user their favorite sport. Okay. Whoa. Keeps on like auto correcting my no, I don't want to stop iteration. There you go. All right. So if I say like, well, I should probably ask them first. Say fave sport. That's just a variable I'm making up. And I'll use an input and say, what's your favorite sport? What's your favorite sport? What's your favorite sport? I'll see yo. What's your favorite sport? All right. And then we'll say, I'll convert it all lowercase. Convert fave sport to all lowercase, and I'll say fave sport. And assign fave sport all to lowercase. I just do that just so that way it picks up and understands in case you make like a little small like capitalization mistake. Right. So then I'll finally do my if. I'll do my if statement. I guess I'll write it down. I'll say decide what to say about sports. So I'll say if fave sport is equals soccer, I'll ask him another. I'll say if favorite sport is soccer, I'll ask. I'll make a variable called watch or play. I'm just making this up, right? And I'll use an input and say, do you like to watch or play soccer more? Right? So I can write an if inside an if, because if they say that they like to watch, so if watch or play is equal to watch, I can say print I don't like to watch soccer. That's actually true. I don't like to watch soccer. I like to play soccer and coach, but if I'm not playing or coaching, I really don't like to watch it. And then I could say else if watch or play is equal to play. Make sure I colon in there. Print me too. I like to play soccer. And then else, if they say anything else, I'm just going to be like, I don't understand what you are saying, because they didn't say watch or play. All right. So the favorite sport soccer, and I can say else. I can say print. That's an awesome sport, right? So let me walk you through this because I maybe went through too quickly. It says if your favorite sport, like, all right, ask them, what's your favorite sport? And I'll make that right. What's your favorite sport? And then I'll take whatever they enter and convert it all to lowercase. And then I'll go to if your favorite sport is soccer, then I'll basically ask it this question. Only if realize that this is inside of this if. So if you said your favorite sport is soccer, it's going to ask you this. If you don't say your favorite sport is soccer, it's going to skip all of this and go right down to the else, right? So this is an if inside an if, and that's called a nested if statement because it's nested inside of the other. That's just what it's called. So it says if watch or play is equal to watch, print, I don't like to watch soccer. I'll say that, well, I personally don't like to watch soccer. I want personally in there too. I personally don't like to watch soccer. Be nice, but that's cool. And then if they said play, me too, I like to play soccer. And then I don't understand what you're saying, right? Think about how maybe, this might be a challenge for you. Think about how maybe we could make this into a loop until they answer. I'm not going to do it because I just want to finish this out, but that might be a good question to ask yourself. How do I create a loop where it asks them a question? So last thing, so if else, so if they say like baseball is a favorite sport, that's an awesome sport. I think baseball is an awesome sport. I like all sports. What is your name? Josh. And let's say I just like add an X on the end, it's not going to recognize it. See, that's a really cool name. What's your favorite color? Josh, blah, whatever that was, right? That's a really cool color. What's your favorite sport? Soccer. Do you like to watch or play soccer more? Play. Me too. I like to play soccer. There you go. Now watch this. Notice how it asks, like, I'm just going to pick something random here, right? And get to what's your favorite sport? If I say football, right, it's going to skip if favorite sport. So it's going to evaluate. It's going to skip all these questions about watching and playing. Because if it's not soccer, then it's not even going to look at it. It's going to go right to the else. So football, that's an awesome sport. So the else catches anything else that you could possibly put. Like you could make up a sport name and it'd be like, that's an awesome sport, and it'll be nice to you, right? So this is just how you would start off writing some if statements. You know, the cool thing about these conditional statements is that you can talk to the user and have a conversation with the computer. Or that if a person is typing their answers, right, you can kind of predict what the person's going to say and think, well, if they do this, then this should happen. So in this lesson, you know, we talk about like flow charts and following flow charts to different answers. And if this happens, then do this. If this happens, then do this. Like if a student isn't doing well in my class, I should probably email them. If a student does well on an assignment, I should probably say something to them. You know, like something small, like it could be something small that you think of as a common if statement. And you're going to be able to use if statements a lot. So as you go through this, if you have any further questions, let me know.